As we grow as business owners and people, we learn to love and use different things. And so I've done a couple of videos before where I'm talking about my favorite tools or systems for business. But today I'm going to give you an updated version of 2019 Jessica and what I'm loving right now as my favorite tools to drive my business forward. So hopefully you can get some ideas for yours too. Party people, I am so glad that you are back on my channel, and if you are new here, I'm your girl Jessica Stansberry, and I am here to help you get out of your own way so that you, as a passionate lady, can get out there and do what you were put on this earth to do. So if that sounds like something you want to hang around for, make sure you hit subscribe because I'm not going anywhere, and every single week a new video is dropping with that same mission. So hit subscribe, yo. Now, like I say, I've done these videos before. I've done one, I know I did one last year. I probably did one the year before that. And it's just different tools that I'm loving in my business. And for me, that usually comes down to software because most of the time, the tools that I use for my business, because it's an online business and it's digital, is software. However, I do have one or two things that I am going to mention in this favorite tools video that are like physical things that I will make sure to link below. I will link all the systems and software I'm talking about below as well and tell you what I use them for. So first and foremost, because it's the only physical one on the list, and I have talked about this before, I just talked about it on a video a couple weeks ago about like my favorite things in general in life, but I have to talk about it here. It's my iPad and my Apple Pencil. Honestly, I use these for everything. Note-taking, doodling, creating things for Instagram, quote cards, etc. Literally use it for everything, as well as planning out, tracking my goals, that kind of thing. So my Apple iPad and my pencil. I don't even have the iPad Pro. This one is the Apple iPad 9.7. I think it's 9.7, but it's basically the first edition of the Apple iPad that was compatible with the pencil beyond the Pro, and it's great. I don't have any complaints about it. It is small enough to kind of fit in my bag. It goes with me when I travel. It goes with me everywhere, and it is magical. So Apple, iPad, and pencil, both things I couldn't live without right now in my business. The next thing I want to mention is getting into the softwares, and that is Libsyn. So if you don't know, I started a podcast back in April, a brand new podcast called Grit, and it has been doing amazingly well. You have been able to help me keep it up in the top 100 business podcasts on the iTunes charts. It has been in new and noteworthy since it launched. As of the time of this recording, I guess it could have totally shifted by the time this goes live, but basically it's been doing so great. And I ran a podcast, as you know, for about 3 years with Jacqueline. It was the All Up in Your Lady Business podcast. We stopped that in 2018. And we used a different hosting company for our podcast then than Libsyn. We used something else. And when I decided to switch to hosting my own podcast and all of that, I decided to switch hosting platforms and switch to Libsyn, and I am loving it. The statistics are amazing. The publishing is really easy. Adding it to my WordPress site is really easy. And all of those things together make me love it a little bit more than I loved our previous tool. So Libsyn is definitely one of my favorites. And if you're a podcaster, I would highly suggest it, especially if you're doing one podcast episode a week. You can get a very inexpensive plan and have as much storage as you need and all the tools that you need. So Libsyn is definitely a favorite now. The next one I want to talk about is one I've actually not mentioned here on YouTube before, which is surprising, but I wanted to give it a couple months to really kind of gauge how I feel about it. And I'm loving it despite the cost of it. Okay. So just know that I'm paying a decent amount for this service per month because of the services that I needed and because of the amount of products I needed to put in it, but it is well worth it even because of that. And there are cheaper versions. I just want to disclaim that. So, and that is Kajabi. Now, you guys know that I love Thinkific. I really do. I think Thinkific is an amazing tool for online course creation. I had all my courses there for a very long time. I talk about them a lot in a lot of my tutorials. And if you are just getting started in courses, I think Thinkific is honestly the best way to go. However, I needed some features that Thinkific just didn't offer. When I switched my membership from what was a content-driven membership to what is now a coaching-driven membership, I needed something that would allow me to essentially run a magazine-style membership. And what that means is, if someone comes in to the membership in July, they cannot get access to the membership contents that were in May and June, or April or whatever, because it's magazine style. So basically when you subscribe, you're subscribing from that date forward and you get no back issues, essentially. And that's because it's all coaching. There's not content that you need to go through. It's very much so in the moment coaching. We do a book club every month, that kind of thing. And for the features that I needed, Kajabi was definitely a little bit more compatible with what I needed. Also, it provides me a place to host all of my courses now. And so we've moved all of the courses over there, and it does landing pages and you can have your own custom URL. So it's been really nice for me to be able to take the landing pages off of my website that were bogging it down and kind of move them over to Kajabi. It syncs with one of the other tools I'm going to talk about for my email marketing, and I'm really loving it. Again, I pay a pretty penny for it. I'm on not their highest plan, but real close, because of the amount of courses that I have in there and that I will have in there, because each month is its own course, essentially, of my membership. And I'm okay with that, because if it gets me where I need to be with what I want and what I see and envision with my coaching membership, I'm okay with it. And there are way cheaper plans in Kajabi, but I'm loving it so far. And I think I've only scratched the surface. So if you're looking for a higher level course, marketing tool where you could even do your email marketing in it, I don't, but you can definitely check out Kajabi. Again, I'm going to link all of these below. Okay, the next system and tool that I am just absolutely loving right now is ClickUp. If you watched my video a while back, I talked about why I was switching from Trello to ClickUp, and it was quite the scandal. I mean, half of you probably found me from a Trello tutorial. So for me to say I'm switching from Trello to something else is a little bit scandalous. But we're loving it. My team is loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving the capabilities. I'm loving the streamlined piece of it. And I'm also loving that it's not going to cost me near as much as keeping Trello would have cost me. But I am loving it as a whole, as a system to run our business, rather than just kind of looking at it through the project management lens, which I think is what Trello does. Now, don't get me wrong, I still use Trello. Trello is still very much so in my my rotation. If I look at the tabs open on my computer right now, it's up, because I still use it for personal things and a couple of clients, because ClickUp is a little bit more complex and a little harder for me to explain to a client who I just need to pop in and look at a card. So I use Trello still for some of my clients, and I also use it for some personal things like project planning, like vacations or my house, or keeping up with random information, because I'm not getting charged for it that way because there's not a team involved. So hopefully that makes sense, but I'm loving ClickUp. And if you would like a ClickUp tutorial, definitely let me know. As I learn more about it, I'm getting more and more comfortable to give you guys a tutorial. So if you want a ClickUp tutorial, hit me up in the comments and let me know that that's something you want, so that I can put it on the roster of videos coming up soon. All right, the last tool that I want to mention that I'm loving in my business right now is one that I will never fall out of love with. I tried and it brought me back, and that is ConvertKit. So ConvertKit is an email marketing system. If you're not familiar with them, definitely linking them below. I can actually give you a free month through my affiliate link, so it is linked up below. But here's the thing. I first joined ConvertKit after coming from Aweber, and that was a magical experience. From Aweber to ConvertKit was just, it just had me in all the feels. However, last year sometime, I really wanted to build out some more massive funnels in my business and have some more intricate automations with my email marketing. And someone turned me on to the ability of having a visual builder for your funnels and being able to see, like, when someone subscribes to a form, they're also going to get this email sequence, and if they match a tag, they're going to get this thing, and like having this like visual piece to building out funnels. And at the time when I discovered that, ConvertKit did not have it. So I made the decision to leave ConvertKit. I went over to two other systems, two of the big dogs, two of the dogs that everybody talks about that I'm not going to mention. And the first one I hated. It was just horrible. So I quickly moved from it to another one. And when I was moving to that last one, it was doing everything I needed. It had the visual automations. I still felt like writing an email, that simple task of writing an email in both of these other systems was just so hard. Like, I didn't feel like I could click a button, write an email, send it, and be on with my day. It felt like much more of a process. But I hung with the other system, and then ConvertKit released their visual automations. So not long after that, I really started testing it out on a different account I had that was set up for our old podcast, and really just seeing if it met all my needs, and it did. Plus, I love the people behind the company. A lot of the people behind the company, I know I can, have lunch with when I travel. I've been to their conference. I spoke at their conference last year. So it's one of those things where I really felt the pull to go back to ConvertKit. And then once I kind of saw that they had used these visual automations or installed these visual automations, these other systems weren't doing anything else that I couldn't do on ConvertKit for part of the cost, more ease, and a better people behind the company. So I switched back. So I want you to know that I'm not telling you this just because I'm an affiliate for them or just because of whatever. I literally love the company and I want to continue to support them. So like I say, I can get you guys a free month if you're looking to start or move your email marketing system. It is linked up below, and it's super cheap after that. It's like $29 a month up to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're just getting started, it's a very, very inexpensive way to get all the features without a lot of the cost that some of the higher end services give you. So that's going to wrap up the tools and services that I'm loving in my business right now. However, I want you to head down to the comments and let me know what you're loving in your business. So do you have a tool or a system that you're just absolutely loving and could not run your business or life without right now? I'd love to hear about it. So drop it in the comments below. And until next time, make sure to hit subscribe, because I'm here to help you get out of your own way so you can do what you were put on this earth to do. Bye, y'all.